Hello everyone and welcome to my CS24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island treasure hunt faces being shut down after alarming news in episode 3. The entire treasure hunting operation behind the Curse of Oak Island faces being shut down after alarming news comes to light in episode 3 of the current season. It has been revealed. The revelation emerged in a new description for the episode released by the History Channel. It also disclosed how during the episode Rick and Marty Lagina and the team find hard evidence of Europeans being present on Oak Island more than 100 years before the money pit was discovered. However, their excitement at the evidence is quickly reversed when the alarming news is revealed. The full description for the episode reads: The revelation comes before the second episode of The Curse of Oak Island Season 5 airs this week, which we know sees the team investigate a treasure chest from the 1700s, and Rick and Marty receive stunning news about a find from the money pit, likely linked to one of the discoveries from the premiere, either the spike or the coin. It is not known what the alarming news in episode 3 relates to. However, judging by the promo clips released for the season ahead so far, it's possible that it could be linked to tunnels, which Rick Lagina is seen exploring in the trailers, or perhaps one of the discoveries made, including the spike from episode 1 or a fragment of bone that is found, or the accident which takes place during the season. It's obviously also possible that the news could relate to something altogether different. It's almost certain that the operation doesn't get shut down, as they were still filming just weeks ago. However, the fact it is alarming does point to it being something serious, either discovery or some sort of event that takes place. It's also not yet known what the hard evidence is that the team find, which shows Europeans were definitely on Oak Island more than a century before the discovery of the money pit. But to prove it has European origins, it would likely have to be something that can easily be identified as being made overseas, possibly a coin or a button or other metal object. Don't miss 10 fun facts about Rick and Marty Lagina. We told this week how The Curse of Oak Island Season 5 was watched by a record number of viewers. Official figures showed 2.95 million people tuned in to watch episode 1. An increase of 330,000 on the 2.62 million who watched the season 4 opener. It's likely that that figure will increase for later episodes in the season, as viewer numbers generally increase as seasons progress. The season 4 finale last year, the show's most watched episode since it started, saw 3.79 million people tune in to watch it live. The total number of people who watch the show is actually higher than the above figures, as they do not include people who watch the show on demand. The cold winds of Nova Scotia had always blown across Oak Island, carrying with them whispers of buried treasure, age-old mysteries, and the ghosts of those who had tried and failed to uncover its secrets. But in episode 3 of the new season of The Curse of Oak Island, the Lagina brothers and their team were faced with a chilling revelation that didn't come from the money pit, the swamp, or even a centuries-old artifact. Instead, the danger came from something far more immediate, far more threatening, and potentially devastating enough to shut down the hunt for good. For over a decade, Rick and Marty Lagina had carried the torch of Oak Island treasure hunting, navigating through layers of history and danger. But the episode's opening revealed alarming news that left even the most seasoned members of the Fellowship of the Dig stunned. The broadcast cut from the usual drilling sequences to a grim emergency meeting inside the interpretive center. Marty, his arms crossed and jaw set tight, delivered the words fans had not expected to hear. There's been a directive, a serious one. We may be forced to halt operations. The room fell silent. Even long-time treasure hunting veterans like Craig Tester and Charles Barkhouse seemed unsettled. A threat beyond the treasure. The alarming news had arrived via government officials, delivered in the form of a letter outlining growing concerns about both safety and environmental impact. According to the report, seismic testing in and around the money pit had revealed unusual destabilization in the ground beneath certain work zones. If drilling continued recklessly, there was a risk of a catastrophic collapse. In short, the money pit itself, after centuries of mystery, might finally swallow the treasure hunters whole. Rick Lagaina, ever the cautious dreamer, looked devastated as he read the notice aloud. They're saying we could cause an implosion that might destabilize not just the money pit, but the surrounding land. That's people's lives we're talking about. Fans have long watched the brothers balance hope with practicality, but this warning carried a new weight. The government's involvement meant the choice to stop wasn't entirely theirs anymore. This wasn't just about risk, this was about a legal mandate. Echoes of the curse. What made the revelation more haunting was the way the team connected it to the infamous Curse of Oak Island. Legend has it that 7 must die before the treasure reveals itself. Already, 6 lives have been claimed in pursuit of Oak Island secrets. Now, with warnings of potential disaster, some of the crew whispered about whether the curse itself was rearing its head once again. Doug Crowell, the team's researcher, voiced what many had on their minds. We've been told for years that this island takes as much as it gives. Maybe this is the curse reminding us who's in charge. Though practical explanations pointed to soil erosion, underground voids, and centuries of digging weakening the structure, the timing felt eerily fateful. Could the 7th life be looming? Was the treasure forever bound to blood and tragedy? Divided opinions. The news fractured the fellowship of the dig. Marty, with his sharp business mind, was clear-eyed about the danger. If we push forward against this warning and something goes wrong, that's not just the end of the project. That could mean losing friends, brothers, family. We can't do that. But others weren't ready to back down. Gary Drayton, metal detector in hand, argued passionately that halting now could mean losing their best chance yet. We've just found evidence of medieval artifacts, mate. We're on the edge of something massive. If we stop now, it could be another 50 years before anyone gets this close again. Rick sat between them, caught as always between dream and duty. His heart wanted to push forward. His conscience told him to protect the lives of those he cared for. A shocking twist. Just when tensions were at their highest, the episode dropped another bombshell. Archaeologists working near the swamp had uncovered something startling. Evidence of human remains dating back hundreds of years. DNA testing would be required, but if confirmed, it could mean Oak Island wasn't just a treasure site. It was also a burial ground. This revelation brought new layers of